Hello, I am Isaac Newton.
And I am Albert Einstein.
And
we are
going to talk
about Edgar
Allan
Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe, born on January the 19th, 1809, is credited as one of America's great writers. Works like The Raven, The Telltale Heart, and countless others are still considered classics in literature. Despite his success, Poe lived a very tragic life, plagued by family troubles, financial instability and depression, to name a few.
In the beginning of his life, Poe traveled throughout the East Coast with his mother, Elizabeth Arnold Poe, and his father, David Poe Jr. Both parents were ex-actors.
In August of 1811, Poe's father abandoned his wife, Elizabeth, and his children, Edgar, Henry, and baby Rosaline. The following October, Elizabeth Poe was diagnosed with tuberculosis, a disease that destroys the lungs.
Only a few months later, on December 8, 1811, Elizabeth Poe died after a short struggle with terabytes. After her death, Poe and his siblings were split up into three different families: Edgar to the Allans, Rosaline to the Mackenzies, and Henry to their grandparents.
Edgar now only had his siblings as family, for the Allans did not treat him well. According to PoeStories.com, Edgar attended an elementary school at the age of 6. There he learned Latin, French, math, and history. In 1826, at the young age of 17, Poe enrolled at the University of Virginia without the help of his foster parents. At the university, Edgar thrived in his studies. However, due to a newly found drinking habit, Poe's grades plummeted and he later dropped out of school after less than a year of attending.
After dropping out of school, Poe was unemployed, had no job skills, and had no money. His foster father John Allan disowned him for his lack of success, and Poe seemed to be stuck in a rut. With no other options, Poe joined the army at 18, and 2 years late, achieved the title of Sergeant Major.
That same year, tragedy struck again when Poe's foster mother Frances Allan died. Feeling sympathy for his estranged foster son, John Allan signed an application to send Poe to West Point, a prestigious military academy. In 1830, Poe entered West Point as a cadet. He did not stay long.
Poe was a struggling, moneyless drunk. He constantly sent his poetry to magazines and newspapers, but he rarely found success. In 1833, as a last attempt, a helpless Poe sent one final letter to John Allan begging for help that he would eventually not receive. John Allan died in 1834. Despite another personal struggle, Poe earned a position in the newspaper through his work, The Manuscript Found in a Bottle. Things continued to go well for Poe when he married his cousin Virginia, and invited her and her mother to live with him in Richmond. He was 27 and she was 13, soon to be 14. Awkward.
Poe soon fulfilled his dreams of becoming a literary success. He went on to become editor for the Southern Literary Messenger, Graham's Magazine, and the Broadway Journal. Poe also started publishing his own short stories such as Gold Bug, The Telltale Heart, and many others.
Poe's last successful job was working for the Broadway Journal, but it ran out of money after only 1 year in business. Thus, Poe was out of a job once again. After another disappointment with his career, Poe and his family relocated to a cottage near modern East 192nd Street in New York. That same year, Poe's wife, Virginia, became ill, and in 1847, Virginia Poe died. She was only 24 years old.
Poe never recovered from the death of his wife of 11 years. Poe intended to return to New York, but accidentally took the wrong train to Baltimore. There, he was found at Gunners Hall and taken to the hospital. Poe lapsed in and out of consciousness, so he could not explain what had happened to him. Edgar Allan Poe died in a hospital bed on Sunday, October the 7th, 1849.
Nothing is really known about the circumstances surrounding Poe's death, but the darkness of his life and of his literary works is something to greatly admire. Despite the shortness of his success as a writer, Poe's works continue to be taught throughout the world and to all ages.
Now it's party time.
Yeah.